Well, good evening, gardeners. It's Lauren from Till and Trowel, and I am delighted that you are here in my off-season Sunday presentation. I am still obsessed with propagating my succulents, so that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm kind of stacking the odds in my favor with the use of rooting hormone. You may not be aware of or ever heard of rooting hormone, so we'll take a look at it and get to know a little bit about this chemical. So let me get my phone here off, and I get to off of the stand. I'm gonna turn it around. There we go, and you can see my workbench here. So what I'm gonna do is I think I showed you this little guy last week. This is a Echerichia or something like that. I'm so sorry. I should have looked it up again. A cute little succulent that I accidentally broke off at the base. I was really disappointed. But I can try to root it and save the plant and have a nice new one. So I'm going to need to put my phone back in the stand. Hold on a second, so that I can show you what's going on. There, I think you can see it pretty well. Okay, so this is the rooting hormone. Take root, rooting hormone. I was looking at it, it's got a chemical name, indole 3-butyric acid. So plant biologists actually figured out the chemical that signals a plant to, or a cutting from a plant to grow roots. Pretty cool, huh? So here's how you use it. It is a white powder. You can see it brand new. Haven't even broken the seal yet. There we go. It's, you can look in there. It is a fine grained powder here. And basically what you do to use it is you take your cutting and give it a little dampness so I just dipped it in a little cup of water I have here. I don't know if you could see that very well. And then you dip it in the rooting hormone. You can see now at the bottom it's attached, it's kind of coated, and plant it. I brought along a little pencil so that I can, yes, you can see that, good. And then just insert into the soil and let nature work its wonders. Of course, I want it to be relatively straight, so I'm putting it in as straight as I can. So this little plant had gotten very leggy because of the lack of light where I was storing it, and so I'm hoping this one will grow back and not be quite so leggy. It was reaching for the sunlight, so it's supposed to be a pretty little rosette. Pretty cool. So I have another one to root here. This was another cutting. I don't know if you can see in there. It didn't do too well. It was a cutting from that plant I showed last week. It's a type of aloe, and it was kind of sentimental to me because a friend of mine gave it to me, and she passed away at the beginning of 2021. She got a cancer diagnosis, and it was pretty devastating. So kind of sad, but I still have this nice little remembrance of her. I love when you can have a plant that's a remembrance. So I'm going to try it in a new pot. So I just lifted it out. You can see it's just a little seedling, I don't know. It isn't really seeds. And I'm not so sure about those roots. I'm going to trim like the long and goofy looking ones. Give it a dip in the water. Dip in the rooting hormone, tap off the extra just so it's not caked. There you go. And we'll put this one in here and see what happens. Some friends of mine also knew this woman. Her first name was Linda, and it would be nice to share one of these little plants with her. So that's why I'm hoping to root this one. I also wanted to show you, last time I said, showed you my rather spectacular failure at attempting to root my succulents. Hey, it happens. But this little guy actually has taken root. I went to pick it up so I could demonstrate the rooting hormone, and I couldn't pull it out of the dirt because it has roots. It's already formed some roots. So fingers crossed that it will actually develop into another jade plant. So the succulents can actually grow their own roots without the rooting hormones, but the rooting hormone kind of gives you an advantage, gives you a heads up, a leg up on it. So cool. All right, that is all I had for today. Another pretty light one. It's March here in the Kansas City area. Ooh, my cameras. Ah, sorry about that. Cool. There we go. So yes, it's the beginning of March, and March is such a variable month here. It is kind of crazy out. We had freezing weather at the beginning of the week, which was the 1st of March, and then on Saturday it was warm and terribly windy, and now it's sleeting out, raining and sleeting, and it's going to freeze overnight. I'm so anxious to get out to the garden. So what we can plant in March here in the Kansas City area, which is zone 6B, I am planning to put in some my early spring peas and some onions. I think I mentioned it before, but I'll go ahead and say it again. This is the year I learned how to do my onions, how to grow really good onions. So I am studying it. I will share what I learned with you folks, probably not on off-season Sunday, but when my garden's going, I actually do live videos, usually on Saturday morning when I'm out there to work at the garden, and give you a tour. So we'll see how things progress with the onions and the peas and whatever's next. Well, that is all I have for today. We're getting close to gardening season, so I'm not sure how many more Sundays. Definitely next week on the 13th, but spring starts that weekend, so at least I think it does. So it may be not time to wrap this up because it's not the off season anymore. Anywho, well, you have a great evening. Happy gardening. Hope you can get your gardening entertainment and your needs from your adorable little houseplants. Get them going, because it'll be soon time to put them outside so they can enjoy the nicer weather in spring and summer. Have a great week. See you next time.